Hallihallo liebe Leute, ich bin der Kommissar Songs, Let's Plays und Crazy Talk Videos. Ja, heute geht's wieder weiter mit Vampyr. Und wir hatten das letzte Mal gegen einen Boss-Vampir gekämpft. Da hat man nämlich unten drunter eine recht lange Lebensanzeige gesehen gehabt. Und ja, und als wir gegen ihn gewonnen hatten, also den besiegt haben, mussten wir erstmal den Kerl hier helfen. Und da kam schon der Doc, beziehungsweise der Wissenschaftler mit dem Boot und hat uns hier mitgebracht zum Krankenhaus mit dem Patienten, der verletzt ist, und hat uns angeboten, im Krankenhaus als Arzt zu arbeiten, und da hätten wir halt auch einen guten Unterschlupf für eine gute lange Zeit. Und ja, und wir hatten natürlich keine Wahl und haben das Angebot angenommen. Gut, bevor ich jetzt mit denen rede, was geht denn da ab?
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seeds of life. Drink at this river, try it all.
Geht denn da ab?
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Qualität. Die Blutqualität deutet an, wie viele EP von einem bestimmten Bürger erhältst. Je höher die Blutqualität ist, desto mehr EP erhältst du. Weiter. Um das Blut deiner Beute auszusaugen, musst du sie zunächst in den Bann ziehen, um sie so an einer Stelle zu führen, die andere Bürger nicht sehen können. Deine Bannstufe muss genauso hoch sein, genauso wie oder höher als der Widerstand des Bürgers sein. Drücke Q, um Clay in deinen Bann zu ziehen. Okay? Folge der runden Spur. Schatten. Folge der roten Spur, um dein Opfer in die Schatten zu bringen. Okay. Verlockung des Blutes. Drücke linke Maustaste und wähle, ob du Clay Cox entweder aussaugen oder loslassen möchtest. Wenn du ihn aussaugst, wird er dir eine große Menge EP gewähren. Jedoch hat das Konsequenzen. Sei dir dessen bewusst. Je mehr du über Bürger weißt und je mehr Hinweise du über sie findest, desto mehr EP geben sie dir. Okay. Aussaugen oder loslassen. Ich versuche mal den guten Vampir zu spielen, deswegen loslassen.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
Können wir jetzt noch mit ihm reden, weil der ist ja verletzt. Der muss eigentlich ins Krankenhaus. Aber krass, dass wir trotzdem hier einfach so rumlaufen können. Und... Na gut.
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go. But no famished hunter can run for long. It's locked.
Na gut, jetzt gehen wir erstmal ins Krankenhaus, Leute. Aber es war schon krass, was da gewesen war. Das heißt, wir hätten den Typen aussaugen können. Aussaugen können.
I cannot enter.
Anscheinend sind die schon hoch. Okay.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
Okay. Wie ist die Lage hier?
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
Der unsichtbare Feind?
An invisible enemy. Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Okay, könnte das Krankenhaus versagen?
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
Oha, okay. Erzählen Sie mir vom Personal.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Okay.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Dr. Kokaran Tippett, okay.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No, I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Okay. Hinweise benötigt, Hinweise benötigt. Okay, da können wir also noch nichts fragen. Okay, auf Wiedersehen.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Okay. Eieiei.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
Okay, dankeschön. Da haben wir noch nicht so viel herausgefunden. Theoretisch könnte man diese ganzen Leute hier dann irgendwann in den Bann ziehen, Alter. In den Bann ziehen und dann schon alle aufsaugen. Das wäre heftig.
I would like to ask a few questions first.
Wie geht es, Mr. Hampton?
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in. How does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
Okay.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Okay. Wer ist Dr. Swansea?
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Ja gut, da haben wir anscheinend genug geredet.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Okay, dann gehen wir mal schön ins Krankenhaus, ne? Irgendjemand redet da. Okay. Da ist noch jemand. Haben wir noch nicht geredet.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Leben in London, Sir.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's not exactly the best situation in London either. I can't have expected this hospital to be prepared for what was to come.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No, we must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more unto the breach.
Okay.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
You're exhausting yourself.
No.
Nurse Brannigan,
She should...
you don't have...
Also, ja, hatten wir schon, okay.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office down again.
Ja, da haben wir noch nichts.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Okay. Von hier aus kam man, dann müssen wir jetzt mal ganz reingehen. Kleines Fläschchen. Das hatten wir auch schon gelesen.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Ja, stimmt. Mit der Frau können wir nicht reden. Hier sitzt gar keiner.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Okay.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Sein Gesicht tut die ganze Zeit weh, wenn er lächelt oder weint oder so. Oder überhaupt sein Gesicht bewegt. Das ist heftig, wenn die Pillen da überhaupt nichts bringen.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Okay.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Na gut. Vielleicht gibt es noch ein paar Patienten, wo wir mit reden können. Ah,
But the suffering continues.
Here again.
ihn haben wir vorhin gerettet gehabt.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Okay, jetzt können wir mal ein bisschen ausführlicher mit ihm reden.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
Okay.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers Trade Union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Dooth Digby.
Interessant, interessant. Persönliche Frage?
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Oha, okay. Dachte erst, sie wäre tot.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Oh, okay.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Priester, okay.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Also hätte sein Kreuz vielleicht nicht geholfen.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Ja, vielleicht, ja, er braucht wahrscheinlich eine Bluttransformation. Wieder ein wenig Blut zu erhalten, damit er nicht drauf geht sozusagen, weil sein Kumpel, wie heißt der denn, wie hieß der nochmal, den wir höchstpersönlich umgelegt haben, weiß jetzt gerade nicht mehr, auf jeden Fall hat er ihn ganz schön viel Blut ausgesaugt. Zum Glück nicht komplett leer gesaugt. Sonst würden wir hier nicht mehr antreffen. Sonst hätten wir ihn tot gefunden.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Okay. Ich würde sagen, wir suchen erstmal unsere Unterkunft.
It's locked.
Weil ich will so langsam mal
I wonder what your last
einen Cut setzen, ne? Die sagten ja im ersten Stock, also musste... Also muss da normalerweise die Unterkunft für uns
It's locked.
hier irgendwo sein. Hier vielleicht? Meine vielleicht hier oder
It's
so?
locked, all right.
Das ist schon hier drin, okay. Meine wahrscheinlich ersten Stock die Treppe hoch wahrscheinlich. Denke ich mal. Wir gehen mal hoch.
It's locked.
It's locked. Ja. Ah ja, da steht ja, wird aber wahrscheinlich unser Name auch draufstehen. Das heißt einfach ein bisschen weiter nachschauen. Vielleicht sogar hier? Nee, da ist gar nichts, okay. Nee, hier nicht. Hier ist ein Operationssaal, okay. Apropos, ich habe immer noch nicht rausgefunden. Wo, wie man die Waffen wechseln kann. Das muss ich unbedingt noch rausfinden. Vielleicht hier drin.
I cannot enter.
Haben die nicht gesagt im ersten Stock? Hä? Ich gehe mal weiter hoch, komm. Okay, weiter hoch geht nicht. Komisch. Vielleicht die andere Seite? Oh Gott, ich glaube, das wird wieder eine längere Folge. Wenn ich hier nichts finde, Leute.
It's locked.
It's locked. Oh Mann, ey. Vielleicht doch die andere Seite hier. Wo wir eben waren. Gucken wir mal, ob diese Tür offen ist oder nicht.
It's locked, all right.
Ach, hier.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Ja, stimmt. Na gut. Dann würde ich sagen, erstmal pennen. Und wenn wir schon dabei sind, eine Fähigkeit wieder verbessern. Erstmal gucken, was mit der abgeht. 1000. Kann man auf jeden Fall jetzt machen. Blutspeer. Schattennebel. Blutbarriere. Du erzeugst eine unsichtbare Barriere, die direkten Schaden absorbiert. Ja. Gerinnung. Du unterbrichst die Blutzirkulation in den Venen deines Ziels und machst es wehrlos. Ah. Wut. Abgrund, Blutkessel. Fester Biss. Das könnte interessant sein. Und es ist nicht so teuer. Sehr gut. 100 plus Prozent Schaden. Man könnte es noch weitermachen. Ach komm. Und hier 600. Machen wir auch noch weiter. Ah nee, geht noch nicht. Wir sind erst Stufe 4. Hier kann man aber jetzt leider nicht mehr machen. Wir haben nur noch 700. Noch was. Bis schnelle Reaktion. Erhöht die Regeneration deiner Lebenspunkte, wenn Biss im Kampf verwendet wird. Okay. Machen wir erstmal alles vorkommen. Warum nicht? Wir haben Stufe 5 erlangt. Sehr gut. So, dann wenn wir jetzt pennen, speichert das Ganze und wir können die Folge beenden. So Leute, wenn euch das Video gefallen hat, gebt dem Video gern einen Daumen nach oben da und abonniert meinen Kanal, wenn ihr nichts mehr verpassen wollt. Ich bin raus. Bis dann, euer Kommissi 21. Yeah!